Welcome, everyone. Today we have with us Chad Betz, author of An Authentic Success. You're not too old and it's not too late. Welcome, Chad.
Thank you. Great to be here.
What inspired you to write this book?
It's funny, a lot of times people are inspired by success, but in this time, I was inspired by doubt. I had been working very hard and just did not feel successful. I remember a point in time just sitting in my car wondering, what am I doing wrong? And as I started to reflect on that and talking to other people, I found that other people were having the same issues. And then later on, as I started coaching people, I found they were having the same issues. So what I did was I built off of my experiences and I built a framework that eventually became an authentic success.
Wow, being an authentic success means something a little different for everyone, right?
That's exactly right. For me to tell you what success means to you is not going to work because it's a very personal thing. Everybody has their own idea of what success is. And a lot of times, society or family and friends put upon the person their ideas of success and they follow along that path rather than the path that they want to follow in life, which causes them to get a little frustrated and they may not know why because they seem successful but they don't feel successful.
It's really what happens on the inside and on the outside. So the inner game and the outer game of success really have to reflect in order for you to be fully feeling successful. What were you surprised to discover in writing this book?
I was really surprised at how many people gave up on their goals and settled for being okay. And you might think, well, it's okay to be okay. But the path of okay is the path of mediocrity. You know, think back at times where this job's not that great, but it's okay. Yes, I'm over 50, I'm a little overweight, but my health, it's okay. And if you see that and you continue down those paths, it can't maintain okay. If you want to achieve your goals, you really need to strive. It's funny, we see these rags to riches stories where someone hits rock bottom and that's their motivation to get forward. But the trap of being okay is you're not necessarily motivated to go forward, or you have the feeling you could procrastinate. Yes, I want to achieve these goals, but I'm okay right now. And time passes. All of a sudden, it's a year or it's 5 years, and you haven't achieved your goals. So that is the real surprise that I found that the people gave up on their goals and were settling for mediocrity and not even knowing it.
Wow, settling for okay, the complacency path of okay. I mean, so many people really actually do that. I've talked to a number of them, and following your dreams and your passions, it's so amazingly worth it. So thank you for bringing this out into the world so more people can dive in and do that for themselves. What advice would you give to people who believe there is more they want to accomplish, don't want to settle for okay, but they don't know where to start?
I would tell them to take a step back and reflect on what success means to them. Because as you mentioned earlier, success is a very personal thing. And people are always pushing on you what success means. And you might not even remember it. There's a story of an accountant that I know, looks very successful, big company, making money, people reporting to him. But he didn't like doing accounting. And he reflected back, and 30 years earlier, his parents advised him when he went to college, take accounting. If you're an accountant, you will always have a job. So 30 years later, his parents' input was still impacting him. And it took the time for him to step back, realize what was driving him down the wrong path so that he could make a stop, see what's happening, and then move forward in a path that was more aligned with his idea of success.
Right. And we always have a choice to take a step back. And even if you don't radically change your life in one fell swoop, you can make small steps, incremental changes to kind of turn the aircraft carrier, so to speak, right?
That's right. And it's rarely going to be a miraculous silver bullet that all of a sudden, boom, you found your passion. Yay, it'll be wonderful if that's the way it was. But it is those incremental things, making that decision, making another decision, taking some action, moving towards your path, taking a class, meeting with somebody to find out more about where you want to go, getting a coach maybe to help you along the way. All those little things get you back on the path. Because, like you said, your life is very robust. You've done a lot of things, you have a lot of experience. You can't expect to turn on a dime. You move accordingly. And also, we have bills to pay, we have responsibilities. So it'd be great to be able to quit our jobs and rush off into our passions, but that's not necessarily realistic. So moving towards it in a path, and that's that action and that forward momentum gets you moving even faster. And all of a sudden, you find yourself being more motivated, and you start seeing success, and you can picture it in your mind, and you can see it in the future.
Wow. Well, thank you, Chad Betz. This book is so great for everyone who has a dream, has a mission, has a curiosity to want to follow that dream. We say Chad Betz, and I say go for it because he's the author of the book that's going to help get you there. An authentic success. You're not too old and it's not too late. His book is available on Amazon.com and at independent bookstores everywhere. Thanks so much, Chad.
Thank you.